Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review, where I'm going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 11. Oop, not 911. Oh, shoot. It kind of could have been, according to the last scene, child, Marsau and Martell. I thought it was going to be a little fisticuff, but it wasn't. Lord. Lord. Now, listen. Before I get into the episode, because it was real telling about this episode, child. It was some things going on that I just don't understand. I mean, we all grown. I'm just saying. We all aunties and uncles. What's up, aunties and uncles and everybody else? Oh, child. I had me a little sip. Let me go ahead and just refill my cup. Like I said, we all grown over here. Ain't no kids. If you got kids, put them up. Because we do cussing and fussing over here. Child, listen. Okay, again, before we get started, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I appreciate you. Ooh, happy New Year for all those who haven't been around since December 31st. Yes, baby, yes. Love and Marriage Huntsville. It's gonna be a season 10. I don't know if everybody gonna show up for season 10, but because folks dropping like flies on Bell Collective. I don't blame them though, because family comes first. Look, just a real quick tangent on Bell Collective. Family comes first, and integrity is way before the money, especially that little chump change that they getting. Now I know, I understand more money in a household counts, but it ain't a whole lot of money to be putting my family in jeopardy. So I don't blame JJ and Sophia for wanting to put family first and the integrity, and also keeping their integrity. Now, I don't blame Akeisha and Willie and Akeisha for putting integrity first and also keeping their family intact. Now, even though their family was not in jeopardy, like JJ and Sophia, the whole, from start to finish, it's just a matter of doing what's right. And from what I see, I hate to say it. Now, I do watch all the shows, not so much Love and Marriage Detroit. I didn't finish watching the Houston real estate show because it got too messy with the family stuff. Again, and this is with every reality show, not just Kingdom Reign Productions. We need to see more of what the show is about and less of the mess. There needs to be a balance. And because the show is based on such and such, don't overpower it with mess. Or, are you lying to us just to first tune in to mess Huntsville, mess Houston, mess DC, mess Detroit, mess Jackson, Mississippi, or is it something else that we're supposed to be watching? It's too much mess and too much narrative going on, engineered by production, just so that we can look at this show. We're all grown, and these shows are geared towards the aunties and unks and the big sisters. Ain't nobody 20-some years old on these shows. Not that I can recall. Anybody 20-some years old? No, we all good and grown on these shows, So us good and grown folks, we want to see something more than just mess. I'm just saying, especially on Kingdom Reign Productions, because it's I don't want to say starter, but it's getting its feet wet in reality. And I really want Carlos and his production team to win. Don't get me wrong. I really do. He's one of the few, if any, African American content creators and show creators that's really putting out quality product. But again, the quality is subpar when people are complaining the way they do. Again, and plus, we want him to get his money up, step his, what up. Can't say it yet, ain't 10 minutes. So when he gets on the level of the bigger shows, and carrying on, of course, people may want to stay and, because the money is right, the money is looking too good to leave. But at the same time, we want quality television. And it's just too much, contrived mess. Of course, it's valid. The mess is valid. People are fighting for valid reasons. But like I said, case in point, Bell Collective, those two families that left because it was mess going on with production, not putting out quality and balanced reality for us to watch and form opinions. That's all I'm saying. All right, so LAMH Huntsville, right? So we start off with Kimmi visiting Melody at Melody's rental house. Now, I'm shocked because after the last time Kimmi and Melody was hanging out, Kimmi was perturbed, her forehead was scrunched because Melody was giving her all type of BS about answering questions that she should be answering. I don't understand Kimmi at this point. Why is she visiting Melody for a play date? What is I don't understand Kimmi's game plan with all this, because if some woman, I don't care how long I known this heifer, is going around bad mouthing my husband. I'm pretty sure, and she was present for that other conversation that she had with her husband. On top of, I'm sure that her husband clued her in on the other conversation they had at Credit One. Credit One, child. Anywho, so I'm just it doesn't add up for me. It don't make sense that Kimmi is to me. Why is she patronizing Melody? Is Kimmi hoping for a better outcome? Is it that because she said Melody apologized that she's moving forward? I don't know. Is Kimmi afraid to not be to not accept invitations from Melody after that debacle from the last couple of episodes? I don't know, but I wouldn't be going over there because I would feel some type of way. It just seems very contrived. I don't know what's going on and why Kimmi is doing this. It just don't seem genuine. Melody does not seem genuine. I don't know what. Again, maybe who knows why the narrative was spun the way it was on this show. Maybe something did happen between them two that made Kimmi want to come over. But from what I saw, and I saw what y'all saw, if you saw the episodes, I wouldn't be going over there. Inviting you over there for what? Anywho, so then Kimmi is collecting bones and spreading tea that, telling her what transpired at Martell's open house and that Chris hooked up Martell with Latisha. Pretty much that's what it was. Had Chris not mentioned Latisha, Martell would have never looked her up and DM'd her. Period. Point blank. Pooh. It don't take a PhD to understand that. And Melody understood that quite clearly after Kimmi explained how it was told to her at the open house. So pretty much, on top of the conversation that Melody had with Latisha, when she was trying to figure out what the driveway looked like, what color was the house, what tint of white was the house, where what time of the year, what temperature was it, all that stuff. Even though she ain't even married to that man no more, she can care less. Or could she care less? Child, again, no friendship with Latisha. Latisha will get no more invites from Melody. Melody is done with her. And pretty much Melody, I agree with Melody. How am I gonna be hanging out with some lady who was effing my husband? Yeah, fucking. I can say that past 10 minutes. Fucking my husband. Like I said, we cuss over here. Hello, fucking my then husband, and then gonna have the nerve to come around me and not say nothing for the first time we met. I mean, I agree, but at the same time, you should have said that at the time you was giving her the Spanish Inquisition about where, what, why, how, who, what, girl. Anywho, what else happened? That was pretty much it. Then Latisha meets up with Destiny, right? At some spot having lunch. And then Martell said he knew that Destiny was meeting up with Latisha, and he just popped up without Destiny knowing, without Latisha knowing. And then in mid-chew, as he walked in and sat down, Latisha leaves and says she's not gonna sit here with someone who was disrespectful last time. So she up and left. Like I said, in mid-chew. And Destiny was a surprise. Martell was like, what? So pretty much Martell was there to apologize, but however, Martell's words don't necessarily come out right. So I don't blame her for leaving, but at the same time, she could have gathered her anger together, gathered herself together, and Durham said she could have voiced her concerns about, I don't want you here. I don't want you talking to me. I have nothing to say to you, and I would appreciate that you leave. She could have said that, but she let her frustrations get the best of her, and she up and left in mid-chew. That tells a good sign that she's not comfortable within herself to hold a conversation, and she is too dependent upon her husband to step in when she could have easily said what she needed to say. She could have said, I'm not here to see you. I'm here with Destiny, and I would appreciate that you leave. I don't feel comfortable around you without my husband here. So since he ain't here, he ain't coming, I need for you to go. Now, if he refused, or if he didn't up and about face, then I would have took 2 more bites. Now she hungry. That's one thing. I would have took 2 more. Now she wasn't hungry. I would have just left and mid-chew. But I think she should have said something before leaving instead of, I'm leaving because my husband ain't here. Girl, what? Anyway. See, she's well trained by Marsau. So then she leaves and goes straight to where Marsau is. And he convinces her that she did the right thing. But she didn't tell him what she told Martell. She told him something different. See, again, her emotions are just all up in a roar. So she's not giving the exact story. But see, had she said what she said, or no, had she said something similar to what I just said, express yourself to someone who bothers you. Just not saying something, it doesn't, well, other than I'm not going to sit here without my husband here. Girl, you don't need your man to be there. Girl, she is just, that's the one thing about Martell that I'd agree with, that Marsau got her well trained. And yes, any man would want a woman who is that well trained. Child, anyway. Like I said, Latisha goes to Marsau and he convinces her that she did the right thing by getting up and leaving because you really don't know what he would say. And I believe that to be true, considering what he said the last thing. We'll get into that a little later. He's a ticking time bomb. And just like how he handled his ex-wife, ain't no woman safe. It is what it is. What else did he say? That was pretty much it. Yeah, and then Destiny and her dad, the scene with her dad, that was pretty sweet. But she explained Madonni. Madonni, her brand and her online e-commerce store, is a combination of her great grandma and dad. Maddie is, for Ma or Madonni, and her dad's name is Donnie. So that's pretty cool. And she's a daddy's girl that was out fishing. They were talking about how he got her from foster care, but I think we already heard that story before. And his health, apparently he's in a good space at the moment. They didn't get too much deep into his cancer, or I don't even, does he still have it? That's the thing that was a little confusing to me. Is he still in treatment? What's going on? But nevertheless, big ups to Donnie. She's a daddy's girl, and that's pretty cool. She is taking care of him. Hello, for whatever needs that he has. So, she is launching her e-commerce store, and it's very important that she keeps going in life. She has to help take care of her dad. He's a great grandfather to her son-in-law, and I'm glad that Destiny is moving forward. Again, she's restarting because it is what it is with her life, battling with her ex-husband. Every chance he want to knock her down. Like, dang, what is going on? Did she do something to you? Because usually men only do that usually when he finds out the woman did something to him, so he wanted that tit for tat get back, just like Martell. And because he and Martell are friends, birds of a feather. Anywho, what else going on? Okay, so next, after Destiny, her dad, we see her at her workspace. It's like a U-Haul situation, like a maybe like a 6x9 situation. Again, she's starting off. So I'm glad that she is doing what she can to get her business running and off the ground and possibly move into something bigger and better. So she has this small storage space that she's able to convert to a workspace that she was talking about before when she first got it, when we saw her and Martell talking in it a few episodes ago. She's having Lance, her boo, take care of rejuvenating the place, putting some drywall up, putting some, making a nice workspace for her to do some product placement, some, videos, some whatever she needs to do in there, pretty much a workspace, whatever work she intends to do. But she did mention that some other spaces in this area or in this building, people have their businesses too. So again, if you can't get a big old space, some brick and mortar, whatever, I mean, people are, re-engineering spaces so that people can work there. And that's great. Whatever works for her, because I really want Destiny to win. And I'm purchasing some things from her as we speak. Good, big up for Madonni and Destiny. So Latisha comes through, Kimmi comes through, and of course Lance is there already trying to help her, with what she wants. And after all that discussion is over, they leave and they're outside talking. And Destiny brings up the fact that she's going to help Nell with her bachelorette party, even though she is married. Nell wants the whole shebang. So they were saying, well, Sonny, you're going to invite Sonny? Again, they keep bringing up stuff that gets people's goats. And it's like, in real life, why would you bring up somebody who you yourself are not friends with due to the person involved? Why even bring that up? In real life, you wouldn't even bring up the woman's name unless, but because you're on TV, you want to just start some shit. And I don't like that. Again, if they were just at the house chilling, cameras off, they would not have even mentioned Sonny's name. But because these cameras is rolling, here they go. I would have said that. Listen, now if the cameras wasn't rolling, I wouldn't even mention that bitch name. But anywho, since the cameras are rolling and Kimmi is producing, so to speak to so, they pretty much say, well, if Nell wants her there, then that's just something that you just have to do. I mean, because Destiny was like, I'm not inviting her. I'm in charge of this party, and it is what it is. But Destiny just did say, if Nell wants her there, then fine. I know how to, I know how to act. I'm grown. Again, Destiny is not the problem. It is like they have chosen Destiny's side. And I think Destiny is wondering why Nell won't choose her side, but we'll get into that too. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much it. Oh, almost forgot. So again, Kimmi bringing tea. Kimmi brings up that Sunny was at Melody's mimosa thing. Everybody got an invite, but Destiny, apparently. Destiny and Martell. Even Latisha was there again. Everybody, even Marquez was there, child. He got an invite. What? After she called him a trigger? See, she's trying to get back at Latisha. Here we go. I just feel it. Anyway, so Destiny was like, I didn't get an invite. No big deal. She was like, no. And then Kimmi was like, I thought y'all were cool. No, Latisha said, I thought y'all was cool. Y'all talked. She said, no. I said she was, uncomfortably friendly at the graduation party, even though she's talking trash about me online. Again, Destiny is the bigger person. I want Destiny to win so bad I can taste it. So they're just like, okay, well, hopefully things will work out, whatever. But anywho, they're just pressing for Destiny to somehow get involved with this Sunny situation. But Sunny was like, listen, I don't care about that. But Sunny knew that Moses was in jail because that's when Kimmi brought up the fact that Sunny was there, and she told everybody that Moses was in jail. And Destiny said, I don't want him to be in jail. I just want them both to stay in St. Louis. I'm like, why are you here? But like Destiny said in her confessional, Melody is vengeful. Babe. That's why she invited Sunny. We know she did. And we know that's all that was. Child. And she said Sunny is thirsty. That's why she was there. That's obvious. Dry throated heifer. And she needed a bodycon something on. Because, like I said, she ain't a big girl, but them shots of her panty line and stuff oozing out, girl, get you a little piece of us. Go to Lane Bryant, get you a size small. Well, no, not a small, like a, okay, so Sunny looks like a size 12, 14, maybe 16. She can get her a cute little size 12, something that like a bodycon, like a undergarment that fits size 12, that'll suck all that up, protrude the breast up, because everybody like a good protruded breast. Don't everybody do? Hello, because it accentuates the positive, and you want to not so much make the negative all blown out of proportion. Girl, you can't do that anyway. I already said what I said the last episode 10 review. Woo, child, what else going on? Okay, so that was it with them. So next we see Melody meets with Chris because she want to know what's going on after she got the tea from Kimmi. And, she pretty much, comments that, she heard that he hooked up Martell with Latisha. He was like, no, I didn't. He told the same lie he told at the open house, because during that last episode, production showed how he was lying at the bowling alley with all the fellas, acting like he didn't know that Martell and Latisha hooked up. See, he lying. Nail, get him. And that's gonna come out at the reunion. I wonder how he gonna try and get out of that lie. Anywho, so pretty much Chris says, why does it matter in his confessional? Of course, he said to Melody's face, why does it matter anyway since they are divorced? That's what we all trying to figure out. But it is what it is. But in order for Melody to go to the vow, VOW, not VOWEL, their vow renewal, she needed to hear from Chris because she wasn't going to go if what he said wasn't cool. But it sounds the same. He hooked up Martell with Latisha. Had he not given Martell any info to look up Latisha, then he would not have found her. Duh. So I don't even know. I don't know what that conversation was for, because the same reason why she said she wasn't going to go was the same info that she got talking to him. Sure, I don't know. Anywho, so now we're at the Madonni e-commerce home fragrance and body fragrance launch. Real nice. So pretty much they all having a good time. So by the time they all done, with all the business, they're all talking to each other and talking to Ish. And now pretty much inviting Sunny to the bachelorette party made Destiny say, well, she has to reassess her friendship with Nell. She understands she is fine with Nell's decision because it's Nell's party. But at the same time, she has to figure out what's in her best interest. Because like she said, what she gives to her friends, she expects the same in return. And that's not something she would give to her friend and expect in return. So I don't blame her. But Nell seems to think that in her confessional, she said to her, well, at least they didn't film it and show us. Nell said in her confessional that, what's her name? Destiny is trying to control who Nell is friends with. That doesn't even sound like nothing Destiny said. Nell has a way of thinking, especially to her benefit. Most people do when they get a certain age. It's all about them. And because she's had such great loss at this point, she wants everything to be about her. Well, everything relating to her to be about her because, like I said, she suffered great loss and at certain times in her life where she should be celebrating. So she's thinking about herself and not thinking about the big picture. Again, had the roles been reversed, Nell would be talking the same thing Destiny talking, and that's true tea. Oh Lord, Latisha wants to see females, not males in thongs. She said, "We gonna see tea bags." She refers that to men in thongs, and she don't want to see men in thongs. Well, Latisha, you trying to tell us something that you only want to see females in thongs? I mean, I'm not a fan of the whole striptease thing, and that's both men and women. I don't care, but I don't only want to see a certain gender. I'm just asking. I mean, Latisha, well, anyway, everybody got their proclivity. Everybody got their preference. I'm just asking. So then they cut to the men. That was just the women talking. So now we're talking with the men. No, we've seen the men talking. So they bring us in mid conversation. They've been talking. So Kim pretty much says, with him and Latisha being together while she's still married, why is it such an issue while some of y'all have dated y'all current or dated at the tail end of y'all's demise, of y'all's divorce? Why is he receiving, heat about it? And it sounds like the men are on, not feeling Latisha because they feel as though she could have been got divorced. But the thing is, they don't know everything about her. So it's unfair for them to form that opinion. Yeah, well, it's a whole lot we can say about each and every one of y'all. Mm-hmm. Maybe because we have, and they want all of his tea spilled, but there's just some things that him and Latisha are keeping close to the vest, and they're not in on it. So they're making, they're forming their opinions on what they see when they don't have all the info. Bottom line is, this is why I say stop dating and getting people, moving them in, especially, and having them be your kids' go to when you still married to somebody and the judge ain't signed the decree. It just adds a whole myriad of, a whole plethora of, a dossier of the valid questions and insecurities that shouldn't have people just waiting. All you gotta do is wait. Her get that paperwork done, once the date is set as the date of dissolution, then you can do all the other stuff. But how about just date casually? Well, my divorce ain't final, but I don't mind seeing you every now and again, talking every now and again. But you done move this man in, he's pretty much daddy, and you still married without the child. Again, that's what folks get. That's what they get when they get with people who still married. So it is what it is, Ken. People gonna talk, and that's that on that. Woo, child. What else going on? The guys feel away. They are for Ken, and they don't see it for Latisha. That's what it seemed like to me. I'm just saying. So next we see Martell. Here we go. So Martell pops up when Marsau talking to Latisha by themselves. Surprisingly, everybody dispersed and left Marsau talking with Latisha. Again, Martell pops up again. And here she go. Oh, he just keep popping up every time I'm somewhere. So now Latisha stays at Marsau's directive. You heard me, directive. Marsau still not wearing wedding ring. If you ain't seen the episode, just check it out. Now, didn't they go ring shopping 5 episodes ago? How long did it take for a ring to come back? How come? What happened to the ring? I forgot. Remind me, what happened to the ring? Again, he's not representing the marriage, and like he said, a wedding ring is holding folks back. So why she got hers? Latisha would have been had that ring sitting in my drawer. When you get yours on, I'm gonna put mine on because we are equally yoked. Yours off, mine off. Period, poo. But she does things at his directive, so that ain't gonna have it happen. So, like I said, Marsau brings up Martell's tea, or shut the fuck up. So Marsau wants Martell to bring up whatever he needs to bring up, or shut up. Like Heavenly said to Contessa, if you're gonna stay with the man, shut up. Otherwise, you're going to create issues. And that's what Marsau is trying to tell Martell. Either bring the tea or shut the fuck up. But now, then Martell starts to get a little indignant and, pretty much, kind of, says things about Marsau that's insulting about their marriage, insulting their marriage. And their when Latisha speaks up, pretty much when Martell said, and your wife is chiming in to my marriage, she was like, what did I say to your ex-wife? So, what's the name? Ooh, these M's, child. Marsau pretty much tells her to be quiet. Well, why is she there? You ain't going to have me sit. Look at me get loud. Marsau, why did you want Latisha to stay if she ain't going to say nothing? Woo! I tell you, Latisha, you, I understand you, girl. There's a little bit of truth about what Martell was saying. Just a little bit of truth. I'm just gonna say it because I've been saying it all along. Latisha, you are acting real dumb at this point. First of all, if you want to leave, leave. If you don't want to be, why would you want to be bothered with somebody? Just like you left from that lunch with Destiny, you should have left as soon as Martell got there. Damn what your husband wanted you to do. But it's contradictory. He said it was good that you left. So why are you staying there, allowing just to hear the insults that Martell is saying about you? Because your husband wants you to sit there? Girl, bye. So okay, so here we go. Martell feels like Marsau doesn't want to be married. Now he's saying this part in his confessional. Now I'm gonna say this. Now, I think a little bit of that is true, and I'm going to say why. Correct me if I'm wrong, but from my understanding, Marsau met Latisha in college. She got pregnant within 90 days of them knowing each other. They got married or something like that, something around that time frame. And pretty much he felt depressed. What, season 3 or season 2? Early on in this series, he was feeling depressed. That says a lot about somebody who feels like they're in a rut at home. At the time, barely home, long hours at night, being at the bar, and met that girl that everybody say she was lying, but she said she met him at the bar. At the same time, that's what Melody was saying. He was at the bar till 2, 3, maybe 4 in the morning. So it's not so far-fetched, y'all. Just saying. Just saying. If you just listen to all I'm about to say. Met Latisha. And again, if I got it wrong, let me know. 90 days, got pregnant. They got married. Living off of her credit. He wasn't really providing in a way in the beginning of their relationship. They got 3 kids. I don't know the ages, but they ain't that far apart. One of them graduating high school. Another one, I think the other 2 are either in junior high or one's in junior high, and the other is in elementary. So all I know is they got 3 kids, right? He was depressed along in this series, maybe season 2, maybe 3. All this innuendo about him cheating. Melody in season 1 or 2 bringing up the fact that she knew he was cheating, but she didn't bring all the info because apparently some woman couldn't come forward or whatever the case that was. But the fact that Melody was insinuating very hard to Latisha that she should get out of the house and not always be in the house because, things happen when you're always secluded. You should be out and about. At the same time, then 2 seasons ago, that picture of his back that Latisha was crying about, and he talked her out of it, making sure that she only brings him specific types of receipts. He went to Africa by himself. So he says. I want to see the manifest on the airplane, personally. Anywho, all I'm saying is the whole lot of stuff being said and done in relation to Marsau maybe not wanting to be married. On top of, now I believe the girl that they interviewed. It just so happens that, the interviewees didn't give a great interview. But it's some things that woman said that make sense. A lot of men who cheat prefer to cheat with women who don't give a damn, who don't require much because they just want some other coochie. And you can't really, say because she's out of shape now that. And so what if she was out of shape then? I mean, how in shape was he? How in shape was Latisha? Because she just now got really fit. Remind you, she was bigger at the start of this series. 8 years ago, 7 years ago, was 2019 when the show started. 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm just saying, and baby after baby, folks is, a little more thicker, a little more weighty, a little more meaty. So don't think just because she ain't a perfect size 6 that he could not have cheated with her. I mean, he was overweight at one point. I think so. Now, somebody said that he had one of those waist trainers on when they had that fight at the Madonni relaunch a couple of years ago. I never paid no attention, but about several different YouTubers and folks was cracking up Just see how he was, because he got into a scuffle. All the guys got into a scuffle, with Martell and everything. Martell was defending Melody and Karen out. Listen, it's a whole lot that has been said and done in relation to Marsau Scott. And just because he wants y'all to have certain receipts, don't mean that his, indiscretions are true or are not true. Actually. So I believe he has cheated, and I do believe that Latisha's inquiries with her cousin, may she rest in peace, did happen about Marsau cheating. I believe that he has cheated, and I do believe that girl, because she seems like the perfect person who he would cheat with. Somebody who don't care, who don't require much, easy. I mean, didn't even require a hotel room. What man? Hello. Anyway, all I'm saying is, it just seems like Martell Marsau didn't want to be married at a certain point, and like I think not too long ago, where he told Martell, and I believe his brother was there when they were, I think it was early on in this episode, in this season, that he chose to stay in his marriage. So whatever that means is what it means. We can come to all sorts of reasons and conclusions why can't mine be valid, just like somebody else's. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm getting too long-winded. So as we end this episode, so pretty much Martell said Latisha is slow, and how Marsau is putting her in a position to be that way because of how he gives her directives. And yeah, because I've called her kind of dumb acting. A lot of people have called her names. I mean, the girl got 2 MBAs, but she don't act like it. All because she wants to follow her husband's lead. Girl, listen. Remember, he was living off of your name and your credit. If you listen, watch, and listen. If anybody, know Latisha, girl, listen. Remember, he was living off of your name and look, just because your name is on stuff, that just makes you liable, really. I mean, to be honest. I'm just saying, you sometimes you have to think outside the box. I would have imagined they taught that in MBA school. I'm just saying, you had 2 different MBAs, right? Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Sometimes you have to, think out the box, and don't think just because the girl ain't a perfect size, whatever, or she don't look better than you, that he wasn't cheating. I mean, the girl did. Just to back up a little bit, the girl did say she was stripping back then. She was, 18, 19, 20 years old? And if she still now have that same mindset, can you imagine how less couth she was 10, 12 years ago? Girl, think about it. Anywho, but calling Latisha slow in front of her and just wanting to, because see, Martell got really mad at this point, because now he's outright insulting Latisha, calling her slow, saying Marsau's putting her in a position to look crazy in front of everybody. I mean, insulting their marriage. Martell stood up. Now, at this time, Latisha kissed Marsau goodbye and left. Yeah, because she got mad. First of all, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, that would never happen with me. My man would have decked him 24/7. It would have been a straight scuffle. Would have been a fight had some man call me slow, knowing I'm not. Child. Look, I can give you details about mine, about the man that I already told the story. Anywho, let me move on. So after Latisha left and Martell kept insulting the marriage, Martell stood up because he was upset. And then Marsau stood up, put his hand on his shoulder, and said he's better at every aspect of his life. Martell moved his arm. He didn't flick, people would hit your arm off of them. No, he just, gently moved his arm off, trying to be a gentleman. No, you can't touch. See, that was a way of Marsau showing dominance over Martell. Because at that point, when Martell was giving all those insults, and that's the part we saw. No telling what's on the cutting room floor. Martell should have urgently or expeditiously knocked his hand off of his shoulder, but he didn't. He thought it was a better way to do it, but that it wasn't. It wasn't. Marsau said he is a better man at every aspect of Martell's life. Martell walks off while Marsau is trying to keep talking to Martell. That was hilarious, but true. He's a better cheater. He's a better liar. He's a better businessman. He's a better father. Well, kind of, sort of, I guess. All I know is Martell looked mighty dumb walking on with that tight bodycon suit. I'm supposed to just like he showed up in them bodycon clothes, trying to, bust in on Destiny and Latisha. Anyway, that was it, y'all. I appreciate you tuning in. And we're going to catch this episode next week with episode 12. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And